Dawn breaks over Lexington Green. Frost clings where boys played yesterday. Today, 77 farmers face an empire. One musket shot echoes through centuries. History holds its breath. This morning, everything changes. Freedom demands blood. Revolution begins here. Captain John Parker wakes coughing blood into cloth. Consumption devours his lungs. He's dying already. Months remain, perhaps weeks. Outside, drums beat assembly. His militia needs leadership. Does he march toward glory or accelerate death? Duty answers. He rises, dresses, loads his musket. You've heard myths. Brave patriots eagerly facing tyranny. Look closer. These are neighbors, not soldiers. Samuel Hadley milked cows this morning. Robert Monroe kissed his sleeping daughter. Fear tastes metallic. Courage isn't fearlessness, it's marching, despite terror consuming your chest, emptying your bowels, stealing your breath.
Thank you for your time. Each subscription is a sign of support that I truly appreciate.
British Lieutenant Colonel Francis Smith leads 700 redcoats toward Concord. His feet blister in expensive boots. Orders seem simple: seize weapons, arrest agitators. But he's watched colonists drill on village greens. These aren't London mobs. They're hunters, marksmen. Every tree hides potential ambush. Midnight riders galloped through darkness. Revere, Dawes, Prescott. Lesser-known names too: Martin Herrick, Solomon Brown. Women carried messages. Teenage boys ran between towns. Church bells clanged across Massachusetts. Spiderweb networks stretched invisible until touched. The countryside awakened angry. Resistance coordinated silently, effectively, completely. Jonas Parker loads his musket on the green. 45 years old. His wife pleaded against this. He kissed her forehead, said nothing. What could words accomplish? Now he stands in formation, hands steady. He's chosen his path, made peace with death. Legacy matters more than breath. British Major John Pitcairn, Scottish Marine officer, respects these colonists privately. He's ordered avoiding bloodshed. But authority dissolves when powder ignites. Orders matter until they don't. Control is illusion. He knows this. Tonight proves it. Violence possesses its own momentum, unstoppable once released. Buckman Tavern sits beside the green. Last night, militia argued politics over ale. Now, tables lie overturned, mugs abandoned. Candlelight flickers through windows. Wives watch, knowing what approaches. History remembers men. Women endure the waiting, bury the dead, raise fatherless children. Their courage stays invisible, essential, eternal. Parker assembles his militia, teenagers beside grandfathers. None are professional soldiers. Two ragged lines form. His voice rasps through diseased lungs. Stand your ground. Don't fire unless fired upon. Pause. Deep breath. But if they mean war, let it begin here. The words carve themselves into time. This transcends American history. It's humanity's eternal question. When does patience end? When does submission become cowardice? Rebellion become duty? 77 farmers answer with their bodies. They form lines. Frost crunches under boots. Dawn comes cold, clear, unforgiving. The green smells of damp earth and fear. British advance guard rounds the bend. Drums beat cadence. Bayonets catch first light like silver teeth. Perfect formation. Each step synchronized, muskets angled identically. Professional, practiced, terrifying as machinery. The militia watch death approach in scarlet rows, beautiful and horrible simultaneously. William Tidd, 17, stands front rank. Yesterday he plowed fields. His musket weighs impossibly heavy. Mouth tastes copper. Bladder aches urgently. Beside him, older men breathe steady rhythms. He matches their cadence, pretending calm. His hands shake. Everyone pretends not noticing. Fear unites them silently. Major Pitcairn sees the pathetic militia. So few. He could order volleys, massacre them. But he's Marine officer, not butcher. Hand raised, signaling halt. Perfect discipline stops 700 men instantly. He rides forward, voice calm but firm. Disperse, you rebels. Lay down your arms immediately. Parker realizes futility. 700 trained soldiers against 77 farmers. He's dying anyway. Consumption kills within months. But these boys beside him have futures, wives, children. Pride isn't worth their lives. He orders dispersal. Men shuffle backwards slowly, carefully. They keep their muskets, small defiance, dangerous. Watch this moment closely. Militia withdrawing but armed. British demanded weapons surrendered. Colonists refuse. It's symbolic defiance, small, insulting, deadly. Men back away, muskets grip tightly. Tension stretches like piano wire. One spark ignites everything. That spark flies now. History pivots on gunpowder grains. Nobody knows who fired first. British blamed colonists. Colonists blamed British. Perhaps nervous finger twitched. Perhaps someone wanted this. The shot cracks across the green. Silence shatters, then everything explodes, musket fire erupting, smoke obscuring vision. Chaos consumes order, discipline evaporates, hell manifests on peaceful grass. Jonathan Harrington staggers, musket ball piercing his chest, shot near his own doorstep. His wife watches from their window, paralyzed. He crawls toward her, 90 feet becoming infinite distance. Blood trails behind like spilled paint. He reaches the threshold she swept this morning, dies touching familiar wood. Jonas Parker, who kissed his wife goodbye, stands reloading.
I'm grateful for every one of you. Your subscription keeps this channel alive. Thank you.
British bayonet finds his ribs. He falls, tries rising, can't. His musket lies beside him. He reaches for it, defiant even dying, fingers grasping metal. British soldiers advance past him. His blood soaks earth he once plowed carefully. This isn't choreographed battle, it's butchery. Confusion reigns. Smoke blinds everyone. Men scream contradictory orders. Militia scatters. British fire at fleeing backs. Discipline collapses into animal panic. For 90 seconds, Lexington becomes hell manifested. Then silence returns, heavier than before, pregnant with consequences cascading forward through time. 8 colonists dead, 10 wounded. British casualties, 1 soldier wounded, 1 horse killed. Mathematics of massacre. Pitcairn struggles regaining control. His men are wild-eyed, adrenaline drunk, shaking. He shouts commands repeatedly. Slowly, formation returns. But something fundamental shattered, can't be repaired. Innocents died with those farmers. Isaac Muzzy, 14, hid behind stone walls, watched everything unfold. His father fights with militia farther north. Brother died last year from smallpox. Now he sees neighbors bleeding into familiar grass. Hands shake uncontrollably. Childhood ends violently, instantly, permanently. This morning carves itself into his memory forever. British reform ranks mechanically. Officers bark orders. The column marches toward Concord, leaving bodies behind. Wives emerge from houses, running toward fallen husbands. Screams pierce dawn air. Blood steams in cool morning. The green, peaceful yesterday, becomes battlefield now. Transformation happens this quickly, irreversible. Timothy Prescott escapes, runs to the next village, lungs burning. He shouts warnings. They fired! British murdered farmers. Men lie dead. His message spreads like wildfire. By noon, thousands converge. The countryside mobilizes. Every village sends militia. By sunset, British face thousands. Lexington ignited conflagration, uncontrollable. Consider Smith's position now. He achieved his mission, scattered militia. But messengers ride ahead, spreading news. Every village knows what happened. Every farmer grabs his musket. Every stone wall hides potential death. His 700 men march into gathering storm. Success becomes trap. Victory transforms into nightmare retreat. At Concord, British search for hidden weapons. Find little, colonists move supplies already. While redcoats search barns, militia gathers on distant hills. Hundreds become thousands. They watch. They wait. They remember Lexington vividly. Patience transforms into something colder, harder, deadlier. Vengeance calcifies into strategy. Martha Moulton stands over her husband's corpse on the green. 23 years old. They married last spring. She's pregnant. 3 months. He'll never meet their child, never know if son or daughter. She doesn't cry yet. Tears come later. Now, only emptiness where future existed brightly yesterday. British retreat from Concord becomes nightmare. Militia fire from forests, walls, houses. Redcoats fall constantly. Officers can't identify attackers, can't return effective fire. Discipline fractures completely. Soldiers abandon formation, run panicking. Professional army becomes mob fleeing invisible enemy. The hunters become hunted. Pride becomes terror. Private Hugh Montgomery, 19, marches rear guard. Musket ball shatters his knee explosively. He collapses screaming. His squad keeps. I'm marching. Can't stop for wounded. Colonists emerge from woods. He begs for mercy desperately. They remember Lexington. Remember bodies, blood, betrayal. They grant no mercy. War erases compassion. By day's end, British casualties exceed 200. Colonial casualties, 90. But numbers don't capture psychological shift. Empire's professional army retreated, broken. Farmers defeated trained soldiers decisively. The impossible happened. Word spreads through 13 colonies like electricity. Courage becomes contagious. Rebellion solidifies into organized resistance. Revolution crystallizes into inevitability. Parker survives today. His consumption worsens from exertion, coughing blood constantly now. He'll die 5 months later, never seeing victory, never witnessing independence declared. But his words echo eternally. If they mean war, let it begin here. It began. His sacrifice purchased something larger than individual lives. Was it worth it? 8 dead farmers. Ask their widows, probably no. Ask their grandchildren, born free, probably yes. History offers no simple judgments, only consequences rippling outward endlessly. Only choices made when morning comes cold and your hands shake loading muskets despite lungs burning with fear. General Thomas Gage in Boston receives reports, reads casualty lists, hands tremble violently. He expected easy intimidation. Instead, rebellion exploded spectacularly. He writes London, "These people show spirit and conduct against us they never showed against the French." Everything changed on Lexington Green. Empire faces unexpected enemy. News travels slowly by 18th century standards, but within days, every colonial newspaper prints accounts. Virginia learns, South Carolina learns, Georgia learns. The narrative forms quickly. Unprovoked massacre, British tyranny, innocent farmers murdered. Truth is complicated, nuanced. But revolutions need simple stories. Lexington provides one perfectly crafted by circumstances. Benjamin Franklin reads about Lexington while in London. He's been negotiating peace carefully. Now, peace seems impossible. He packs belongings, books his passage home. In his diary, writes one sentence: "They have sown wind and will reap whirlwind." He's correct. 8 years of war approaching. Thousands will die. Grass grows around bloodstains on Lexington Green. Children who witnessed battle will tell grandchildren. Grandchildren will tell great-grandchildren. Stories evolve through retelling. Heroes emerge. Villains solidify. Complexity disappears gradually. Memory becomes myth. Myth becomes national origin story. Truth and legend merge inseparably, indistinguishably, permanently. Sylvanus Wood, militia survivor, lives 50 more years. Tells his story thousands of times at taverns, gatherings, celebrations. Each telling, details shift subtly. By his death, he genuinely can't separate memory from myth. Did he really stand next to Parker? Did he hear Parker's final words? Does accuracy matter when meaning transcends facts? The Green becomes sacred ground. Americans build monuments here. School children visit annually. Tourists photograph the boulder marking where militia stood courageously. Earth absorbs blood, grows grass, becomes park. But on quiet mornings, when fog rolls thick, locals claim to hear ghosts, musket fire echoing, men screaming, history repeating endlessly. British soldiers who fought at Lexington never forget either. Years later, back in England, they drink in taverns, tell stories. Some brag foolishly. Some regret deeply. Lieutenant Sutherland writes memoir. "I never saw people move so quickly. They were militia one moment, smoke the next. Respect mingles with bitterness permanently. What if Parker surrendered weapons? What if Pitcairn marched past without confrontation? What if the first shot never fired? History turns on infinitesimal moments. One finger's twitch, one man's pride, one decision cascading into 8 years of war, thousands dead, nation born. Infinite futures collapsed into this single, irreversible, bloody present. Militiamen carried diverse weapons, fowling pieces, hunting rifles, ancient muskets. Some borrowed guns from neighbors, nothing matched. No standard ammunition existed, yet they stood anyway. Improvisation became American military tradition, making do, adapting, surviving. Those qualities, not superior weapons or training, eventually won independence. Resourcefulness trumped discipline. Elizabeth Parker, Jonas's widow, buries her husband 3 days later. Minister speaks about sacrifice and duty solemnly. She hears nothing, mind elsewhere. She has 6 children. The farm needs planting urgently. Revolution matters to historians. She needs bread, not glory. Survival demands forgetting. She remarries within the year, choosing practicality over sentiment. British Army learns hard lessons slowly. Never underestimate motivated defenders. Never fight guerrilla warfare with parade ground tactics. Never assume superiority guarantees victory. But learning takes years, defeats, casualties. Pride blinds institutions completely. By the time they adapt strategies, they have lost 13 colonies, squandered empire.
Thank you for your time. Each subscription is a sign of support that I truly appreciate.
Blood buys every lesson. Continental Congress convenes urgently. Delegates debate response heatedly. Some urge negotiation. Others demand war. They hear testimonies from Lexington survivors. Each story fuels anger exponentially. Franklin's whirlwind begins forming. Within months, George Washington commands army. Lexington provided spark. Congress provided structure, funding, legitimacy. Revolution becomes organized, funded, inevitable. Thomas Gage's career ends in failure and disgrace. He's recalled to England quietly, lives obscurely, never commands again. His wife is American-born. Rumor suggests she passed intelligence to rebels. True or not, his household divided mirrors colony divided. Some families choose sides decisively. Others split apart, painfully, irreconcilably. Dr. Joseph Warren treats wounded militia members. He's prominent Boston physician, revolutionary leader. He sees musket ball wounds, shattered bones, blood loss, death. It radicalizes him completely. 2 months later, he fights at Bunker Hill, dies there heroically, martyrdom secured. But this morning, he simply bandages shattered flesh, saves who he can. Wars often start accidentally. Nobody truly wanted bloodshed at Lexington. British sought confiscation, not massacre. Colonists sought defense, not revolution. But tension, miscommunication, fear, and pride mixed explosively. One nervous finger twitches, one musket fires. Everything erupts. War begins this way, unintended, unstoppable, tragic. Chaos unleashed cannot be recalled. The wounded British soldier from Lexington recovers slowly, returns to duty, fights throughout the war, survives miraculously, retires, becomes tavern keeper in Plymouth. Never tells customers about that morning. Shame lingers persistently. He fired, he remembers clearly, into fleeing men's backs. Orders or not, conscience knows. He drinks heavily, dies young and bitter. Midnight riders become legends. Revere, Dawes, Prescott. But dozens rode that night anonymously. Women carried messages. Children ran warnings between houses. Slaves passed intelligence covertly. Networks of resistance involved entire communities coordinating. History celebrates individuals dramatically. Revolution required thousands working anonymously. Every participant mattered. Every choice added weight. Collective action created transformation. The shot heard round the world. The phrase captures something profoundly true. European monarchies watched nervously. Could commoners really defeat kings? Could colonists govern themselves? Lexington Green became testing ground. If revolution succeeded here, why not Paris? Why not everywhere? Fear and hope spread simultaneously across continents, igniting imaginations. British loyalists existed throughout Massachusetts. They watched Lexington's aftermath with horror. Neighbors became enemies overnight. Communities fractured irreparably. Some loyalists fled to British lines. Others stayed, suffering harassment, property destruction. Civil wars create intimate violence. Brother against brother, father against son. Revolution meant choosing sides. Neutrality, impossible. Everyone paid different prices. Artillery. Colonel William de Bernier led British scouting before the raid. He mapped routes, assessed defenses accurately. His intelligence proved correct. Except one thing, he underestimated Colonial resolve completely. Numbers quantify men and weapons. Cannot measure desperation, anger, commitment. His failure wasn't information. It was imagination. Understanding motivation requires empathy he fundamentally lacked. Tavern keeper John Buckman surveys damage to his establishment. Broken windows, musket ball holes scarring walls, blood-soaking floorboards. His business is destroyed, but he served militia members before battle, fed them, gave warmth. He'll rebuild. Revolution costs everyone something. Some pay with lives, others with livelihoods. All pay, collectively, equally. Isaac Davis leads Acton Militia at Concord Bridge, first American killed there. His wife Hannah becomes widow with 4 children instantly. Community supports her. Militia members plow her fields. Neighbors donate food. Revolutionary community extends beyond battlefield. Social bonds strengthen under pressure. This support system enables continued resistance. Collective survival sustains individual sacrifice. British buried their dead hastily in unmarked graves. Colonial families retrieved their fallen reverently. Jonas Parker's body was washed, dressed carefully, prayed over extensively. His children touched his cold hands, memorizing features. Funeral rituals matter profoundly. They transform death into meaning. They convert loss into purpose. British dead became statistics. Colonial dead became martyrs. By nightfall on the 19th of April, 1775, everyone knew war started, not might start. Started. Past tense. Irreversible. Both sides mobilized rapidly, chose leaders, gathered weapons. The question wasn't whether war would happen. It was happening. Question became, who would win? Who could endure longer? Who wanted freedom more desperately? Years later, survivors gathered on Lexington Green for memorials annually. Old men with canes, they argued about details constantly. Who stood where exactly? Who fired first? What Parker actually said. Memory fades, pride embellishes. But one thing united them permanently. They'd been there. They'd faced Empire's army. They'd survived. That mattered more than accuracy. The Green becomes pilgrimage site. Abraham Lincoln visits. Theodore Roosevelt speaks here passionately. Every president references Lexington eventually. The mythology serves national identity. Americans need origin stories desperately. Need founding moments. Need proof ordinary people achieve extraordinary things. Lexington provides that narrative. Whether historically precise matters less than emotionally true, symbolically powerful. Return to uncomfortable truth. 8 men died for unclear reasons. The shot heard round the world was probably an accident. Revolution began through miscommunication and panic. Heroes and villains didn't exist, just frightened humans making split-second decisions. Myth requires simplicity. Reality offers only confusion, fear, and tragic consequences rippling outward endlessly through time. Parker's dying words, recorded by grandson. I could die content if I knew my son would never disgrace the name. He wanted legacy desperately. Honor, memory. He got all 3, but he paid with wasting disease, bloody coughs, death before independence declared. Glory costs, always costs. We honor sacrifice from comfortable distance, forgetting the price. Stand on Lexington Green. Today, cars pass, tourists photograph monuments, children play soccer, The blood is gone, the screams silent, history becomes picturesque. But close your eyes, hear musket fire, smell gunpowder, feel April morning cold. Imagine choosing whether to stand or flee. History happened to real people experiencing real terror, making impossible choices. What lessons emerge? Tyranny resisted spreads rapidly. One farmer standing becomes 77. 77 becomes thousands. Thousands become nation. But also, wars start accidentally. Spiral beyond control. Mothers bury sons. Wives become widows. Children grow up fatherless. Lexington teaches complexity. Bravery exists alongside brutality. Victory costs innocence. Freedom demands blood payment. British soldiers marching that morning were someone's sons. Some enlisted fleeing poverty. Others sought adventure naively. They didn't want massacre. They followed orders mechanically, fired when fired upon, killed boys their age. Trauma affected them too. War creates only victims. Some wear red coats, some homespun. All suffer, all bleed identically. Unexpected fact, Lexington wasn't decisive militarily. British reached Concord, completed their mission partially, retreated. Both sides claimed victory. Battle's importance came later, from narrative constructed, meaning assigned, mythology created. Lexington mattered because Americans decided it mattered. Collective memory creates history's meaning. We choose which moments define us. That choice shapes destiny. Revolution succeeded, eventually. Took 8 years. Cost thousands of lives, created imperfect nation that struggled with slavery, inequality, injustice. Lexington began something. Didn't finish it. We're still finishing it. Still arguing what freedom means. Still choosing whether to stand or submit. That choice never ends, never becomes easy. Each generation must answer. Dawn breaks over Lexington Green. Frost clings where farmers once stood. Their bodies are dust, their names carved in stone, but their question echoes through centuries. When does patience end? When does submission become surrender? When does ordinary courage spark extraordinary change? You must answer. Every generation must. Your turn arrives now.